Hello, criminal justice enthusiasts, and welcome back to JudgeSim. This is a second playthrough of the game where we're changing up some of our decisions to see how they impact things. Alright, so this is the human trafficking case. There's digital evidence in the case, so we'll go to that. And we can see the facial recognition that it was him. He was guilty. I didn't get any responses from anybody that it wasn't guilt. It's 8 years in jail, I believe, because he doesn't have a criminal record. Yep, 8 years in jail, simple enough. As I said, we're going to go speedily through some of these cases because of the fact that we've done them already. So with that, we're sort of just seeing what changes when I make some of these different decisions based on comments that people have made. Alright, here's one of those decisions we're going to find out now. So, in the last episode, or the last time I played through this, I looked through here, we saw this guy, and I called the police. This time, we're going to open the door. Last thing you saw was a cold muzzle. Alright. I am curious, can I do that again? Yes, I can. Alright, because I want to wait quietly this time and see what happens. Fine. Didn't really do anything. We'll look through the hole. Then we'll call the police. Because we do have to move on. But for those, there was quite a few people who were wondering what happened if you answered the door. So that's the answer to your question. You answer the door, you are shot in the face. Alright, what do we have here? Damaged lawsuit, burnt battery. So in this case, I decided in favor of the person suing because basically the phone battery on her phone exploded and the company said, oh no, it wasn't our fault. I still stand by that decision. I haven't changed my mind on that. Nobody commented that I was wrong in it. So we're going to go ahead and find in her favor again. They can't even really question me for my decision because I was just shot in the face earlier. So, you know, got to cut me a little bit of slack. Alright. What is this one? Is this another one of the assassin cases? I believe it is. Let's see here. So we could do that. No, that's not going to work. Let's do that. Oh. I was like, why isn't that working? First piece wasn't in the proper place. Yep, it is another one of the assassin cases, so we know he's not guilty. And since I'm not being manipulated into saying he is guilty, we'll go ahead and release him. Made some more cash. Perfect. We'll take that money. We're up to 1,600. Daughter needs something. She wants a new cell phone. 700. Sure, we'll buy her a cell phone. I am going to pretty much say everything is yes for my family throughout. So we're going to give them what they want kind of thing. We're going to be a good dad, hopefully, this time. Alright. Which case is this? Sued her tenant to evict her for not paying her rent on time. You're the one that sent me the nasty email. So you know what? I could change the decision, but you sent me that nasty email? Guess what? You get to pay again. Send me another nasty email. She was rude to me last time. She can go ahead and be on the street. No one said I was wrong in that decision. She was rude anyways, so made up my mind. I don't like her. Bill passed. Immigrants who commit crime will now be deported. So this is one that I had somebody that said something different in the comments. And this was one of the bigger ones for me, was they said that if the person was found not guilty, they should be deported. And if they were found guilty, they should be punished. According to the paper here, immigrants who commit crime will now be deported. We'll also check the law book to see if that is true or not, because that is one, as I said, was a comment in the, it was in my comments there. So, criminals without citizenship must be deported without penalty. Does not apply to those who are not guilty. So yeah, very clearly here does say I was using it correctly. I disagree with this. The comment, it's not the comment itself that I disagree with. The issue I have is with the actual law here, and it was something same as with the mental health test here, gives me a bit of problem, or the death penalty that we'll get here in a little bit. I live in the United States. Now, I know that laws are different in different countries and such, but in the United States, for example, if somebody was found guilty of a crime where they were going to be put to death, if there were other crimes that were also committed, so let's say they were put to death for a murder, but there was also a robbery charge, an assault charge, these kind of things, they would also receive punishment for those other crimes. So they would get the death penalty plus 20 years for robbery or assault or whatever. And part of the rationale for that is what happens if the person goes back to court at a point in time and is found not guilty for the death penalty, or for some reason the death penalty is changed or altered. By having those other penalties in place still, that person will still be held responsible for the thing that they had done wrong. And I think that's a good thing overall. In this case, as a perfect example, personally, I sort of agreed with the subscriber. That's one of the reasons I wanted to see this so much, because to me it made much more sense the way he said it. I think that if the person's found guilty, they should be locked up. They should not be deported. They should be locked up. And when their jail term is done, then they should be deported. But what the subscriber was saying is, if they're found guilty, they should be punished, jail time, everything like that. And if they're found not guilty, then they should be deported. Personally, I agree. If you are illegally in the country, then yeah. If you've gotten that close where you are in the legal system after having illegally entered the country, I think deportation is a perfectly rational thing to do. It's one of those that they chose to do something they weren't supposed to do. Now, again, this is me expressing my personal opinion. I know that it can be a controversial opinion. I understand how other people will see it differently. But as I said, I'm definitely not attacking the subscriber for their interpretation, because I actually sort of agree with them. But unless the case is one where I get a letter that's going to bribe me about it, I am going to uphold the law the way the law is written for this country. So unfortunately, if a person's insane, they're going to go to treatment, not jail. If they're an illegal and they're found guilty, they're going to be deported. If they are found not guilty, they're going to be allowed to stay in the country. I don't agree with it exactly, but the law is the law. All right. Traffic police. After the long chase, the person named Connor McLean had an accident with the vehicle he was driving. So this was a street racing case here. After his accident, he was taken to the hospital by the traffic police, and after his treatment, he was arrested and detained. Except for Connor McLean, no driver was caught by the police. First of all, I was not a street racer. I have no connection with other vehicles. I was just passing by in my sports car. All I did was increase my speed to get away from other vehicles as soon as possible. My only crime is that I was speeding. It has nothing to do with racing. Yeah, I didn't believe you at the time, and I don't believe you now. You have a criminal record. You are a legal citizen and mentally sound. So we've got violation of traffic safety rules and participating in street racing. Let's see here. Traffic offenses. Street racing, 2 years. So 4 years and $37,500. Yep, that's what you're getting. 7,500. There we go. We'll accept that decision. We'll go ahead and end this day. All right. Okay, so this is the random guy who stole somebody's phone. Now, he is not a citizen. He was guilty of the crime. So, as I just talked about, we only have to look at the other stuff. He gets deported. We'll get our cash out. Doing fairly well on cash. And we've got the people happy here with us, which is interesting considering I had the people happy throughout my entire first run, and yet the game ended in the way that it did. Alright, wife wants something here. Wife wants a car. Weekly payment of 1,000 would be a total of 15 week payments. Yep, we'll go ahead and do that. So hopefully we can afford it. I'm going to try to afford everything my family wants. I don't even know if it's possible. I am earning as much money as I humanly can here. So we will have to see how that works out for us. I mean, I'm also, going to be taking bribes and stuff. So I am earning as much money as I can. The only thing I'm not doing is going to gamble for money because that's not a winning proposition overall. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. We answered one of the great questions that I had wondered myself from the previous playthrough, was what happened if I answer that door? Well, I answered it. We got shot in the face. So, with that in mind, if you liked what happened in this video, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all again for more of JudgeSim.